Hey, Steelers Nation. We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. There is a growing storm brewing around Michael Tomlin, the 16th head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, a figure who has been a cornerstone of the franchise since 2007. Rumors began circulating after an unexpected press comment that has sent shockwaves through the National Football League, creating a firestorm among fans and analysts alike. Sources close to the team suggest that Tomlin's words were not carefully measured, as he boldly declared that the Steelers are far superior to the Baltimore Ravens, a statement that has fueled speculation about his confidence and perhaps even overconfidence heading into the next face-off. The intensity of these remarks cannot be understated, as the rivalry between the Steelers and the Ravens has always been one of the most heated in football, dating back decades, with each encounter carrying enormous weight both on and off the field. Insiders claim that Tomlin's declaration may have been intended to intimidate, to assert dominance psychologically, yet it has instead created a whirlwind of discussion, with former players, commentators, and fans dissecting each word for hidden meanings, possible strategies, and the very implications it might have for team morale, tactics, and the perception of leadership within the locker room and across the league. What makes Tomlin's statement particularly explosive is the context in which it emerged. Observers note that the Steelers have faced criticism in recent seasons for inconsistency, coaching decisions, and occasional struggles on both offense and defense, which has led to a perception that the team may be overestimating its own capabilities. Yet here comes Tomlin, a coach who has managed to maintain remarkable tenure and respect in a league defined by rapid turnovers, and he openly places his team above a formidable Ravens squad. Analysts argue that such a comment does not happen in a vacuum. The NFL is a media-fueled ecosystem where every utterance is amplified, scrutinized, and spun into narratives that can dominate headlines for days or weeks. This bold proclamation has caused some insiders to question whether Tomlin's confidence is genuine or strategic, a maneuver designed to provoke the Ravens, to plant seeds of doubt or distraction, and to shift the mental game long before the players even set foot on the gridiron. The ripple effects are evident in fan forums, social media threads, and sports talk shows, where speculation about the coach's intent has reached fever pitch, blending intrigue, skepticism, and an almost cinematic anticipation for the next confrontation. The timing of Tomlin's remark has added an extra layer of drama to the unfolding narrative. Experts note that pre-game comments have historically been double-edged swords, sometimes motivating one's own squad while inciting the opposition to perform beyond expectations. In this case, the Steelers' locker room may feel a renewed sense of pride and fire, spurred by the assertion of superiority, but the Ravens, known for resilience and intensity, are likely to interpret it as a challenge, one that will be meticulously prepared for. Rumors now suggest that internal sources within both organizations are monitoring each other's media interactions more closely than ever, analyzing not only the literal statements but subtle cues, body language, and the context surrounding every word, as if the entire league were a chessboard and every press conference a strategic move. Tomlin's boldness is reminiscent of classic NFL bravado, a nod to the psychological warfare that defines elite competition, yet in an era dominated by instant news cycles, video replay, and viral commentary. The consequences are magnified exponentially. The dialogue between analysts, journalists, and former players has turned into a metagame, debating the meaning, the intent, and the potential fallout, and this has created a pervasive sense that the rivalry is entering a new, even more intense chapter. Insiders speculate that the repercussions of Tomlin's declaration may extend far beyond the immediate rivalry. Beyond the Steelers-Ravens matchup, the league itself is observing the dynamics with keen interest, recognizing that such comments can influence betting lines, fantasy football projections, and even the perception of team strength across the conference. There are whispers that rival coaches are taking notes, that front offices are analyzing both teams' reactions, and that scouts may be adjusting evaluations based on what they perceive as psychological positioning. Some suggest that Tomlin may be leveraging his reputation, the weight of his tenure, and his proven track record to make a statement not only to the Ravens, but to the entire NFL ecosystem, that the Steelers are a dominant force, a team to be reckoned with, and that any challenge, however formidable, will be met with unwavering confidence. This narrative has quickly become a talking point across sports media platforms, generating heated debates about leadership style, motivational tactics, and the fine line between strategic bravado and potential hubris, with opinions divided between admiration for Tomlin's assertiveness and concern over the possibility of rallying the opposition. Veteran commentators have been dissecting every angle of this emerging story, noting that Tomlin's words could be part of a broader strategy designed to galvanize the Steelers' fan base, solidify locker room cohesion, and project an image of unshakable authority. Within the team, sources hint at varying reactions. Some players reportedly embrace the assertion as validation of their capabilities and a rallying cry, while others remain cautiously reserved, aware that such public pronouncements carry both motivational potential and inherent risk. Rumors suggest that informal team meetings, motivational sessions, and even subtle adjustments in play calling could be influenced by the media storm surrounding this statement, blurring the lines between tactical preparation and psychological maneuvering. Fans have taken to social media en masse, with memes, hashtags, and speculative posts fueling the frenzy, creating a climate where every throwback game, every highlight, and every interview clip is re-examined under the lens of this new, explosive narrative. It is clear that Tomlin's words have transcended a simple pre-game comment. They have become a catalyst for a multi-layered conversation involving history, rivalry, strategy, and the intangible elements that make professional football not just a game, but a theater of drama, pride, and emotion that resonates far beyond the field. Observers note that the potential fallout is unpredictable, adding to the intrigue and tension surrounding this story. As the NFL continues to evolve in a media-saturated age, where every utterance can become headline news within minutes, the impact of Tomlin's remark is amplified in ways previous generations of coaches might never have imagined. Analysts are tracking trends in fan sentiment, monitoring shifts in commentary tone, and speculating about possible responses from Ravens leadership, all contributing to a sense of anticipation that feels almost cinematic in scale. The narrative has begun to take on a life of its own, fueled by speculation, rumor, and the inherent drama of one of football's most storied rivalries, where every glance, word, and gesture is imbued with significance. This developing saga serves as a reminder of the power of speech in sports, the ripple effect of confidence or provocation, and the endless fascination that arises when a seasoned coach like Tomlin steps into the media spotlight with a declaration that challenges, excites, and perhaps even unsettles the landscape of professional football as a whole. As the media frenzy surrounding Michael Petaway Tomlin's bold claim continues to grow, insiders suggest that the ripple effects could extend far beyond the immediate Steelers-Ravens rivalry. Sources close to the league hint that rival teams are quietly analyzing every detail of the situation, attempting to gauge the psychological impact on both squads, and speculating whether Tomlin's confidence might become a vulnerability rather than a strength. The timing of such a statement is critical, given the high stakes and intense scrutiny that surround each encounter between these two historic franchises. Analysts argue that while Tomlin's tenure and credibility lend weight to his words, the dynamics of professional football are inherently unpredictable, and overconfidence could serve as fuel for the opposition's fire. Social media platforms have become a battleground of opinion, with fans dissecting every nuance of the coach's statement, amplifying the narrative, and creating an almost theatrical backdrop against which the next game will unfold. The sense of anticipation is palpable, as every tweet, post, and commentary clip is circulated, debated, and reinterpreted in real time, feeding the rumor mill and heightening the spectacle around a rivalry that is already legendary in its intensity, history, and emotional resonance. The strategic implications of Tomlin's comments have also captured the attention of sports psychologists, who emphasize the delicate balance between motivation and provocation. Rumors suggest that within the Steelers organization, there's a conscious effort to harness the momentum generated by the statement, ensuring that players remain focused, unified, and driven by a sense of superiority that can translate into performance on the field. Meanwhile, sources indicate that the Ravens are likely to use the remark as motivation, a rallying point to ignite competitive intensity and prove that they are not to be underestimated. Analysts speculate that this psychological chess match could influence coaching strategies, game planning, and player deployment, turning what might seem like mere bravado into a subtle tool of competitive manipulation. Fans are already projecting scenarios, debating hypothetical responses, and creating a narrative that blends past history, present confidence, and future possibilities, making the build-up to the matchup feel almost cinematic in its scope and emotional impact. The rumor mill, fueled by media speculation, insider whispers, and social media commentary, is constructing a story that is part sports drama, part psychological thriller, and wholly captivating to those invested in the unfolding saga. Insiders reveal that the intensity of reaction from media outlets has been extraordinary, with former players, coaches, and analysts all weighing in on Tomlin's statement. Some praise the boldness, framing it as a masterstroke of leadership and media strategy, while others warn of potential unintended consequences, including heightened scrutiny, pressure on players, and the risk of galvanizing an opponent with something as simple as words. The conversation has become multifaceted, encompassing not only the immediate implications for the Steelers-Ravens showdown, but also broader questions about leadership style, media management, and the psychology of elite sports competition. Social media conversations have evolved into a network of speculation, meme creation, and analysis, with fans treating every interview clip, every past highlight, and even every sideline gesture as potential evidence to decode the coach's true intentions. Rumors suggest that team meetings have become charged with discussions about handling expectations, maintaining composure, and using the public narrative to their advantage. In essence, what began as a single statement has snowballed into a multi-layered storyline that engages players, staff, media, and fans alike, creating a narrative ecosystem where rumor, speculation, and reality intertwine in a way that is both unpredictable and undeniably compelling. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Sources hint that league insiders are paying close attention to the public's response, tracking sentiment trends and fan engagement metrics to gauge how Tomlin's statement is resonating beyond the immediate fan bases. Analysts suggest that this level of scrutiny is unprecedented, with social media analytics now forming a critical component of narrative shaping, team image management, and even psychological preparation for games. The rumor landscape has been fueled by speculation regarding Tomlin's intent, with whispers circulating about whether the statement was a deliberate provocation, a calculated motivational tool, or simply an unguarded expression of confidence. Each angle has sparked a flurry of commentary, from detailed analysis of historical rivalries to predictions of potential on-field consequences. Fans have become active participants in the storyline, sharing theories, debating interpretations, and creating content that amplifies the drama. The cascading effect of these interactions has elevated what might have been a single pre-game comment into a full-blown narrative phenomenon, one that blends sports, psychology, media, and culture into a dynamic and endlessly unfolding saga, with Tomlin at the center as both provocateur and storyteller. The speculation extends even further, with whispers suggesting that the intensity surrounding Tomlin's comment may affect decisions in coaching strategies, player roles, and tactical adjustments. Rumors indicate that both teams are not only preparing physically but also mentally, considering how to respond to the narrative that has taken shape, and perhaps even planning countermeasures to leverage the public discourse to their advantage. Analysts argue that in modern professional football, where every statement can have far-reaching consequences, the interplay between psychology, media, and performance has never been more critical. Observers note that Tomlin's longevity experience, and reputation allow him to navigate this complex terrain with confidence. But the stakes are extraordinarily high, given the visibility of the rivalry and the passionate engagement of fans. The narrative now operates on multiple levels: the tangible competition on the field, the psychological games between coaching staffs and players, and the perception battle in the media and public consciousness. This layered dynamic has turned a seemingly simple statement into a captivating story that will likely define discussions, debates, and predictions for the coming weeks, perhaps even setting the stage for one of the most memorable confrontations in recent NFL history. Finally, the magnitude of this story is reinforced by the depth of history between the Steelers and Ravens, two franchises whose encounters are legendary for intensity, rivalry, and memorable moments that define careers. Analysts and insiders point out that Tomlin's statement adds another chapter to this storied history, one in which words carry as much weight as performance, and where psychological positioning can be as impactful as tactical execution. Rumors suggest that fans are preparing for the showdown with heightened anticipation, rewatching classic games, reliving iconic plays, and constructing mental narratives about how this latest development will influence the outcome. The media ecosystem thrives on such narratives, as every analysis, report, and opinion becomes part of a larger conversation that is dynamic, emotionally charged, and impossible to ignore. As the Steelers and Ravens prepare to face each other, Tomlin's words echo through locker rooms, press conferences, and social feeds alike, creating a sense of drama, tension, and excitement that epitomizes the very essence of professional football rivalry, where legacy, pride, and strategic bravado collide in a spectacle that captivates the entire sporting world. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.